In this video, I'll be sharing my top wish list plants with you guys. It's six I have in all, and I did rank them. Now, I'm not sure if they're available locally, but if you do, please drop me a line in the comments. I'm sure everyone watching this video will be super grateful as well. On another note, I just want to apologize for being late on the import guide that I promised you guys. I am well on my way to completing it. I just want to make sure I had all the associated costs prepared for y'all, so in case you want to try it, at least you would know what to expect, or you'll have something to compare it to. So just hang in there, it should be out soon, and trust me, it'll definitely be worth your wait. So I genuinely don't know how many plants that I have. Not like the number matters. I'm more focused on the health of the plant and my ability to care for it. So when I tend to shop is when I'm on top of my care regime, where everyone is well taken care of, I'm not having any issues, I'm not stressed out. So I actually have time to go out, check around, see what's available, and have the energy to acclimate a new plant to my space. So coming in at number 6 is Philodendron squamicol blood. The first time I saw this plant was in a video Kaylee Allen posted. I will link that video in the description. And believe it or not, I was able to acquire it very soon after. However, it did not acclimate well in my environment at all, and I wasn't able to rehab it, so I lost it sadly. But let me tell you, having seen it in real, it is so stunning. The foliage is super dark, and the backs are red as can be, synonymous with its name, blood red. But the fuzzy petioles, I think, is my favorite feature of the plant. It's just such a different plant, and I don't have anything like it. Coming in next is Anthurium luxurians platinum. Just sit back and take in this plant. I can't believe like a platinum luxurians exists first of all, much less that the emergent leaf is this blush pink color or peachy color, however you perceive it. It's such a showstopper. The first time I saw it was on the Equigenera website, and by the time I double back, it was completely sold out. I mean, I guess that's completely understandable. It's worth noting, though, that as much as I have all these plants on my wish list, I would only add them to my collection if I know they can not only survive but thrive in the environment that I live in. So stick around till the end, actually. I will post where I found them for sale and the prices and a little background on each. So in case you are interested in adding it to your wish list, at least you have a little jumping off point, of information that could be useful in making that decision if to add it or not. I'll also put the links to the sellers in the description so you can also see what else is available and compare prices. At number 4 is Anthurium King of Clarinuvium. The features that I love the most on the King of Clarinuvium is that well-defined heart-shaped leaf. Now, the regular Clarinuvium does have that shape too, but the King has this dense network of veins that is supposed to be shimmery. Now, this was one that I fell head over heels in love with from the first time I saw it. More so when I realized the emergent is that coppery reddish color similar to a crystallinum. So I am really hoping to add this one this year. Next up is this quilted beauty, Philodendron esmeraldens. Before we move on, I just want to apologize for the audio in this video. I find it is very echoey, so I want to definitely switch it out. If you have any suggestions, please drop me a line in the comments. But anyway, as you could see, this plant, Philodendron esmeraldens, is just so dreamy in my opinion. Now, it looks like Melano mixed with Patricia, and you just, to me, don't get better than that. I really am hoping to have it by the end of September, and I'll give you all another review on Instagram once I get it in hand and I understand the care better, and if it really is reflective of these photos and videos here that I'm showing you. So you can look out for that. Up next is the variegated Philodendron gloriosum. This plant has been floating around the internet, I think, probably since early last year. And let me tell you, since then, it has stained my brain to say the least. I love the plants that exhibit sectoral variegation. I'm not a fan of the ones that have the speckled or marble variegation, but those that have the sectoral variegation, I am obsessed with. Even if when the variegation comes in, it stays that creamy color or it stays lime green, just the sheer size of the leaf alone and just that bit of variegation to me is show stopping. Now, I have had great success growing the regular Gloriosum. I was able to prop it, sell off a few plants, so that has given me great confidence to try this one. Also, I've had good results using silica. I would say not enough data to really put my head on a block, but I believe the silica does aid in preventing browning in white variegates. So if I really could get my hands on this plant, I definitely would give it a go. This plant brings us to the end of my list. At number one is Anthurium Michel. I am a sucker for the dock block plants. I was able to get two of them from Greenbed. I will link their Instagram profile in my description. I got the Brielle by Michelle and the Zara F4 from them. And earlier this year, I got my hands on the Brielle by Red Crystallinum. I got that from Plantology 868. I will also link them in the description. And let me tell you, they do not compare to the Michelle. It's supposed to have purple veins, and the emergent is supposed to be a bright purple. This is why it's at the top of my list. Now that you know which plants are on my wish list, I want to share just a couple steps that I perform before I make that final decision of adding a plant to my collection or not. What this involves is me doing some additional research on the plant itself to make sure that I could care for it properly, and then I'll do some price comparisons between sellers. Now, I mentioned before that I don't know if these plants are available locally, so the research that I'll be presenting is what I found from international sellers and will be more than likely quoted in US. So just bear that in mind as we go forward. When I originally bought the Philodendron squamicol blood, I bought it from the Equigenera website, the US website, and I paid 60 US for it at the time. Now, very soon after it went out of stock, and up to this day, it has not restocked. Now, I checked a couple other websites that I found that was stocking it, but unfortunately, they didn't have any prices for me to compare to see how the price has changed up till now. The websites that were stocking it included the TL Plant Studio website and the Rare Plant Fairy website. Now, if you do get your hands on it, my experience with it has not been great in that I feel like the mistake I made was not giving it high enough humidity at first to help it to root along, having imported it. So I feel like it may be sensitive to overwatering or inconsistent watering. So just bear that in mind if you do get your hands on it. With respect to the Luxuriance Platinum, I was able to find it from these two websites for 95 US and 125 US respectively. Now, I'm not too keen on adding it just yet because this is my second go at the Lux by Crystallinum hybrid and I find I'm struggling to care for it. I am not sure if the Pure Luxuriance is the same way in terms of care, but because I'm not super confident, having had poor results with the hybrid, I'm not too keen on adding this one yet. I feel like I need more experience before I shell out for this plant, even though it's absolutely stunning. So for the King of Clarinervium, I wasn't able to find a US supplier. However, I found Artleaf Garden out of Thailand and they were able to quote me 350 US for this plant that you're seeing up on the screen. I will put their Instagram handle in my description if you want to get some more information. But with that price point, I definitely won't be able to add it to my collection as that is way out of my budget. And secondly, I don't know anyone who has the plant that could actually give me an honest review on the care for it. So that's a double no for me. Ranked at number 3 on my wish list is this Philo. It is currently available on the Equigenera US website for $33. Now, I actually went ahead to order this a couple days ago, and I should receive it by the end of the month or so, and I would be able to give you guys my honest opinion on how it's performing over the next few months once I receive it and it acclimates properly. But I feel like I'm fairly confident in my philodendron care, so I went ahead and ordered this one. Next up is the variegated gloriosum. This one is a lot more available on the internet. I was able to find it from various US suppliers. First up, from NSC Tropicals, they have the exact plants that you see in here on their website for $4.95 and $8.95 US respectively. For that reason, those price points, I won't be able to add it to my collection, but at least you know, if you can, it's available on the NSC Tropicals website. The other US website that I was able to find this one on is the Rare Plant Fairy website. They have this smaller plant but variation really awesome for $375 US. Now, out of curiosity, I messaged Artleaf Garden again. Now, remember, they are from Thailand. They have the one that you see in here for $300 US. So if it is on your wish list and you want to give it a go, the only advice I could give right now is, and of course this is all based on my environment and my care regime, is that I find irregular gloriosum to be prone to spider mites. So I will stay on top of my pest treatments, and because this is sectoral variegation that I am particularly speaking about, I would pay attention to the watering and ensure that I have consistent watering, and I will supplement with silica to ensure that there is no browning. And finally, my top wishlist plant, the Anthurium Michel. I was able to find it from these two US suppliers for the prices that you see there. And let me tell you, I would dive into this purchase if I had the opportunity to, because I find the dock block plants to be super, super easy care. They are tolerant of different light levels. They are tolerant of inconsistent watering. They are not pest prone. So there's absolutely no reason I would not add this one if the opportunity presented itself. And that wraps up this video. If you are still here, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any video suggestions for me, feel free to message me on Instagram or leave a line in the comments. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching.